Instagram, Twitter. Good morning, good evening. So we'll have a Q&A session. I'll be answering some of you guys' questions, and we'll just give you some guidance on how to scale your businesses, or if you're just starting out, how to start your business, get it off the ground. So it's Monday morning here in Miami. It's live, for those people that think it's not live. It's a totally live conversation. It's a Monday, 27th of May, and we are going live. So before we get started with questions, please just let me know just drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay, if the sound is good, if the image is on point. Finally fixed my technology, I think, at least for these calls. So please just drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Aben, first, my man, let's fucking go. Always stay hydrated. As entrepreneurs, we oftentimes just like getting caught up in work, and it's super important to stay hydrated, to get enough water. And so I'm drinking this water. It's called Mountain Wally. It's in glass bottles. I'm trying not to get water in plastic bottles. I think there's some chemicals that get released in plastic bottles. So that's important. Once you start making money, like definitely invest in some good quality food, good quality water. It's very important. And we will start. All right. Yeah, we have some good questions already on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Wake up. Let's go. All right, some good questions here already on Instagram. I'll get started with those, and we will get it rolling. All right, so we have some great questions here. Trying to start an e-commerce brand, have no idea how to handle international shipping. Any advice? The question from Kunal 088. So Kunal, I mean, the important thing with international shipping is just find a good agent. Find a good agent that can ship your orders. You don't have to worry about it. Like there's company already specializing in it, like has been doing this for a long period of time. So just find a good agent. You can use Zendrop as well. Zendrop can ship your orders, no problem, to many countries around the world. So that's what I would recommend. Just find a good supplier, good agent. Many apps, like even like CJ Dropshipping, let's say if you want to drop ship initially, CJ Dropshipping, Zendrop, or if you want to work with a private agent, just DM me agents on Instagram, and I can connect you with my agents. They only ship more than like 50 orders a day, right? So probably won't work for you if you're just starting out, if you're just like testing products. But overall, like you don't have to worry about that, because there's companies that are already specializing in it and been doing this for a long time. So that's what I would recommend there. Allies Gains, Allies Jets, good to go. Let's fucking go. Benjamin Kako, thank you, sir. What do you think about 20-minute VSLs? 20-minute VSLs, it's a lot of work. That's what I think about 20-minute VSLs. They can definitely work. What we see right now is the best like sweet spot for VSLs between 2 to 5 minutes. That's what's working for us. But if your product requires a lot of education, if your product requires like a lot of explanation, you want to tell the story, then you can definitely use 20-minute VSLs. Just kind of like project for yourself how much kind of content you will have to integrate into that, how much time editing of that 20-minute VSL will take. So it's kind of like very time consuming, and at the same time, it can work or also it can flop. And so let's say you spent a lot of time putting together 20-minute VSL, a lot of content, a lot of scripting, and then that VSL doesn't perform. Now you just spend a lot of time on that. So what I would recommend, 2 to 5 minutes. Most products can be sold with those easily, no problem. There are certain products that are sold with 1 minute, just like short UGC format or short VSL. So between 2 to 5 minutes, I think, is a sweet spot. some products that are easier to understand, you can sell even with 1 minute. So with 20-minute video sales, I would just allocate, okay, 10-20% of your effort. Test those on the side. If they prove to be promising, then obviously you can allocate more time into it. But overall, it's a big time investment. 1, 2, 3 Korean recipe. So if you're selling Korean recipes, maybe you need VSLs, but start with smaller ones. Just master that first, and then you can go to longer formats. That's what I would recommend. 1, 2, 3 Korean recipe. Korean recipes. I've never seen offers with that. Should be something very cool. I like Korean food. Korean food is so good. All right. Can I change the product on the store you gave me? Yeah, 100%. You can add your products, your own products. You can upload your own products. You can rename the products. You can make any changes to your products. So 100%, you can modify that as much as you want. How big is your email list? How big is my email list? I mean, hundreds of thousands of people, like depending on the brand, hundreds of thousands usually, but we're also cleaning it up, right? If we have unengaged people on our list, we definitely want to clean it up, because that's something that helps to keep the deliverability. Deliverability is one of the most important metrics, because if your deliverability is low on the list, it means, it would go to spam folder, or it would go to promotions tab, and then your overall deliverability of the whole list is dropping. So what I would recommend is just cleaning your list from time to time. Let's say people who haven't opened emails in the last 2-3 months, for instance, just remove them from the list. You can have a separate list that you can try to reactivate, but just remove them from the list to keep it clean and keep your deliverability high. That's what I would recommend to keep your list healthy. How much you spend on Facebook ads and Google ads in order to generate 10K? It depends. Usually between depending on the product, depending on the margin, depending how good your ads are in the first place. If you have poor ads, you can spend the whole $10,000 on ads. But if you have good ads, then you'd spend between $2,000 to $5,000, in my experience. So usually blended, which means blended when you combine all of the ad spend from all of the channels with the brands that I know, our brands and other people, it's around 1.9 to 3, between that range. So which means you would have to spend about $5,000 to generate $10,000 in sales. 25%, 30% max goes to your fulfillment stuff and everything, and you have margin left there. So that's usually how it's projected. But also you can use organic strategies. You can use TikTok organic. You can use TikTok Shop, where you don't even have to spend money on advertising, and that will be more cost efficient. We have a question here from Shazad A. Khan. Thank you so much for commenting. Is private label better than FBA selling brand name products? Well, FBA is great as additional channel. Fulfillment by Amazon, there will be always percentage of people, 20, 30, 40%, that will never buy anywhere else on Amazon. So being on Amazon is great, but being on Amazon as a first channel is hard, because then you don't generate any sales, right? You have to get your listings to rank. So what I would recommend is start private label, start your own brand, get some momentum, spend some money on ads, and then add Amazon as additional channel. With Amazon, you also don't keep your customers' data. You cannot email them. You cannot SMS them. There's literally nothing that you can do with those customers that you acquire. But at the same time, Amazon could be additional sales channel. So I would recommend go private label, start your own brand, have full control over the customers' data. You can email them. You can send them, sell them more products, and then add Amazon as an additional channel to maximize your sales. And besides that, Amazon investment, you'd have to buy all of the inventory up front. You'd have to ship it to Amazon warehouse, right? So you'd have to spend 10, 20, 30, $50,000 just on inventory, and you have to monitor that inventory. And then you have 14-day payouts from Amazon, which is kind of tricky on the cash flow as well. So I would recommend adding Amazon FBA over time as your brand scales. Which supplier or agent do you use or recommend? The question from Damien LED. Damien LED. All right, so that's a good one. So we use several ones. One of them is called Ecom Ops. Just DM me agents. Just DM me directly agents, so I can send you the information on the of my agents, and you can connect with them. You can see if it's a good fit. Compare all of the quotes. I like to usually have 3-5 different agents, send them the same product. Okay, give me the quote for this product. How much shipping will cost? What are the additional costs that I'll have to pay? What will be the shipping times? And then compare all of those quotes, and then make sure that you go with the one that makes the most sense for you. So that's a very good question, Damien LED. Please just DM me agents on Instagram. All right. Payment gateways are giving Indian dropshippers tough time with the bans and reasons are not even valid. Lays Gen Z. Oh man, I know the pain. I know the pain. I've been through all of those stages myself. Coming from Ukraine, had to travel to different countries to set up the companies. We didn't even have like PayPal. Back when I started, we didn't even have like PayPal in Ukraine. I don't know, maybe it's already there by now. We didn't have Stripe, so I had to open companies overseas in order to get payment processors. And I totally get your pain, but there's always options. And I know several people like in our community in ESS that are from India and doing hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. They set up companies in Hong Kong, setting companies, LLCs in the United States, getting payment processors for those, and able to process payments and grow their business. How much money would you need to put in the business you make for us to keep it sustainable? Well, depending on kind of like how you want to do the marketing will be the biggest, kind of like skill set that you have to develop, kind of like how to sell those products. And you can do that either organic way or paid. And so with organic, it's pretty much TikTok, is the best platform for doing organic marketing. For that, obviously, the investment, you'd have no expense, right? It's just like your effort and the skill that you have. If you want to do with paid, to get the business off the ground, obviously, you're learning in the process. You'll probably make some mistakes along the way, too. So I would recommend at least a few $1,000s to get the business off the ground. And that's what I would recommend. But I was just reflecting on this, like, okay, a few $1,000s. Let's say it's $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to get the business off the ground. If you wanted to open a restaurant, you would have to invest tens of thousands of dollars. The restaurant is attached to a particular location, so you cannot just like move it around, right? You cannot sell products to UK. You cannot sell products to Australia. So you're like attached to a specific location. So in terms of the business and scalability of it, it's definitely worth investment. And for me, changed my life, changed so many people's lives. So it's something that do you want to buy a car, or you want to build a business that can buy you any car you want? So that's how I look at it. All right. 1, 2, 3 Korean recipe, 2 to 4 minute in the ad or VSL on the landing page. Very good question, sir. In the ad, 2 to 4 minutes in the ad. That's how we like to do it. Alternatively, you can do VSL on the landing page. I just want to make sure that you don't break any policies. Like if you will see some of the successful VSLs on the landing page, what they usually do is they have the landing page that doesn't have any VSLs because Facebook doesn't like it. But then they have the VSL after the first landing page. So the first landing page is just text, right? Kind of pre-selling people on the VSL, then people click and then they see the VSL, right? So that's definitely something worth modeling. I like to have it. I like to have 2 to 4 minutes in the ad, and then it goes to the advertorial. That's my favorite structure. Test it out for yourself and see if it's something that can help you to get sales. Allies Gen Z, what budget is required to start out from scratch? Yeah, I think I mentioned it. So, a few $1,000s if you want to do with paid ads. If you want to go with organic, it will be less than that. And I I have some great questions here on YouTube. Let's roll. Okay, what length VSL should we make? I did Peter Kell's course, and he recommends the above 15 minutes. So the VSLs that Peter Kell did, they were like for information products. There were like a lot of education there, a lot of like trust building. So depending on the product that you're selling, you might not need 15 minutes, and 15 minutes is a lot of it's a lot of editing, it's a lot of footage, it's a lot of scripting to do like a VSL for 15 minutes. I would recommend to start with 2-5 minutes, see if it converts. If it converts, just do more of those, because like for the time that you would spend creating 15-minute VSL, you will, let's say if you do 3-minute VSLs, it's like 5 times more output that you can produce. So I would start with smaller VSLs, and then as you get better at it, you can do more and more. You can do longer and no longer VSLs, but I would recommend just to start it like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and progress from there. So another great question here. Hey, I'm a small content creator. Joe Rogan clips. I love those. I love those short clips. I watch so many of those. Probably like some of those are yours. I'm a small content creator. I was getting regular 6,000-10,000 views a video, but it seems YouTube may have shadow banned me. Do I keep doing YouTube, or I wanna DS, but only time for one, or I wanna do drop shipping? Like if you're good with content creation, what I would do personally, I would probably do TikTok Shop, where you kind of creating videos and content for other products that you don't even own. But every time you make a sale, you get a commission, but you don't have to handle anything kind of fulfillment-wise, and you can accumulate a lot of skills during that. And then once you have the capital, then invest that capital into building your own brand, something more sustainable long-term. And so that's what I would do. 6,000-10,000 videos. I don't know how you're monetizing that, how you're making money from this. But yeah, you can definitely make a lot more money, promoting products on TikTok Shop, and also the skill set that you will acquire throughout this process will be so valuable. Like in the future, you can sell any product. So we have a great question from Alex Stoika. What's the best target person to choose? Many guys recommend 40 plus because they have higher incomes. What would you recommend? Depends on the product that you sell. If you're in a beauty, if you're in a health niche, I would recommend 35 plus. That's what I would recommend. People have more income, people have more disposable income, people have credit cards, they're already kind of like more established. So I would recommend to sell to that audience as well. There's many brands that are successful just selling products to very young demographic, like 20-year-olds on TikTok. But those are usually cheap products. If you'll notice kind of like how much those products cost, those are usually $10, $20. And so there's like a lot of sales that you would have to make in order to do some good numbers. If you want to do $1 million in sales, you'd have to send 100, say selling $10 product, you want to do $1 million in sales, right? So you'd have to send 100,000 orders. That's a lot of orders. That is a lot of orders. So I personally like, better priced products like $30, $40, $50 at least. And for those, probably demographic will be like 30, 35 plus at least. All right. Females, that's a good question. Females are spending more than males from your experience. 100%, 1000%. Like that's for sure. Females are spending more. They're more they just control, like I was reading the stats, like they're controlling 70% of the household income. So even if, let's say, there's a couple or a family, women controlling all of the finances. So my wife controls finance in our family. And so that's usually how it's set up. And so for that reason, and just because women like to shop more, I would recommend to go after a female market. Very hard to sell to men, like very hard, like compared to ladies. What do you think about healthylab.co brand? Healthy Lab. It's an interesting brand. Never heard of it, but I'll do the research. I just made a screenshot for myself. We'll check what they're doing. I know patlab.co. They're heavy on Facebook ads, advertorials, VSLs. Yeah, just model them, right? Just kind of like understand that, if they're operating on volume, they're having a lot of ads. It means they have, great copywriters on their team. They have great video editors on their team. They're working with creators to source content most likely. And so for that reason, I would just see kind of like where your skill set lies. And so let's say if they're doing 20-minute VSLs, maybe you're not ready for 20-minute VSLs. If you're just kind of, starting out, getting into it. But if you already have the skill set, definitely test it out, model what they do, and you will absolutely crush it, sir. Good stuff. Modeling these, successful brands, learning from the best. I think that's the way to do it. All right. So, do you use Replo or Pagefly? We use both. So both of them are great. We also use Funnelish. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Funnelish, and right now we're transitioning to another platform for building funnels. But Replo and Pagefly will get you pretty much anything you want. All right. We have a question here from Joran. Hey, I'm in BBA. Good stuff, my man. And made like 9 sales over the couple of days doing break even. Going to take best ads into the winning interest now. Today I had no sales. So should I lower the price? Should you lower the price? Test it out. Sometimes, lower price means, more sales and higher conversion rate. I'll need more context from you, Joran. Good stuff. Getting 9 sales, getting that initial momentum rolling. So good stuff. Test it out. Test out the lower price. I don't know what's the price right now for your product. So you might have like higher conversion rate. So even if it's, like you're making less money per sale, but then you're making more sales overall and you're able to scale, that could make sense. I would just test it out for a few days, see whether that makes a difference. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it makes a difference, tremendous difference, lowering the price. But for us, like, we like to increase the price. We kind of like, for more advanced marketers, like you like to increase the price so that you make more money per sale. But for you, just to get that initial momentum, get to your first 10K per month, 100K per month, lower the price, see how that reflects on the conversion rate. And if it does, if it helps, just scale it up, sir. Scale it up. All right. All right. So let me see here. How do you improve shipping times? Oh, this is a great one. How to improve shipping times? Is 3-day shipping possible? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I did this like very extensive interview with a guy who operates a 3PL. 3PL is basically like a fulfillment partner in the United States. So they're shipping products in the United States, and they're shipping between like 3, 4, 5 days max. And so that is definitely possible, but you'd have to work with a 3PL, which means you'd have to ship them your products, right? So you'd have to buy the inventory up front, and then they fulfill it directly from them. But the shipping times in that case are a lot better. But that's a way to build a brand, right? Like once you have initial momentum, let's say you start drop shipping from China, you made some money, you made some sales, you accumulated some experience, you have some skills. The best thing that you can do is just move to 3PL, have some even better experience for your customers with your products, and build a sustainable brand. So that is definitely possible. Please review Scientology USA. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. We'll drop that video within like a day or two. It's a tremendous interview, literally covering all of these like steps to take when you transition from let's say drop shipping to like a real brand, or maybe just launch some product and it works well. You don't want to fulfill products from your garage or basement. If you want to you don't want to do it yourself, then that would make a lot of sense. So yeah, we'll be dropping on my YouTube. Please make sure you're subscribed. Click that subscribe button. Bro, how can we learn and start these games? Games. I mean, e-commerce is a great game. Just get on YouTube, start learning, open your store. You can get a store from us. There should be a link in the description to get you that initial kind of foundation, and then start building and developing, learning every day. I do this until today. I'm learning every day. So that is a very fascinating games. All right. Did you start with drop shipping from AliExpress? Yes. I mean, back in 2016 or 17, 16, AliExpress was my bread and butter. But then, over time, we transitioned to our own agents. So they would do the quality assurance. We would make sure that, products are shipped on time. So we would have more control. That's what I would recommend. Start with AliExpress, totally fine if you want, but then transition to something more sustainable, like your own agent or having a 3PL, like a warehouse, let's say in the United States, so that you can ship your products even faster to your customers. Hey, sir, I've tried drop shipping a lot of times. I'm getting amazing CPC, and my website is also looking good looking and trustful looking, but I still got no sales. Can you please suggest me something? Sam, please just DM me on Instagram, send me a link to your website. Maybe I'll give you some feedback, but data tells everything, right? So data usually is, you can fight the data. If customers don't want to buy the product, they don't want to buy the product. Even if we think the website looks good, maybe certain things are missing on the website. Maybe the price for the product is too high. Maybe the product overall is not something that people want. Maybe your ads don't have enough of the purchase intent. Oftentimes we're just getting, we're making ads that get people to click, but then we don't tell them enough about the product, how much the product costs, what it does, what are the benefits of the product. So people click out of curiosity, but they're not ready to buy. So I would like to have a deep dive. Just DM me on Instagram. We'll see how we can help you. And maybe send you some resources so that you can get it on track and start getting sales. And thank you for your answer. Thank you, Joran. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you for your trust joining BBA. And very excited to see what's coming for you. Have you done question from Adil Malik? Have you done high ticket drop shipping? Yes. Would you suggest for a beginner to do it? It seems quicker to $1 million. Test it out. I personally, my sweet spot is like $100, $150. That's what I like the most in terms of the price point. But yeah, there is definitely ways to make it happen with high ticket drop shipping. But also, you'd have to consider all of the, margin structure. You'd probably have to use Google Ads to sell these kind of products. But yeah, I would definitely go deeper into it. If you're learning from someone specifically who has done it, I would just keep learning, keep improving. Like you can make it work, sir. What is the average conversion rate if you use advertorial funnel? Traveling and working in the USA, Uzbek. Sir, average conversion rate. Depends on the product, depends on the price point. Usually 2-3%, but then the average order value is higher with funnels because you can sell the product, because you're selling the product harder. Now you can charge higher prices. So where everyone is charging, let's say $30-$40, you can try selling the same product for like $50 or $60. You can have order bumps. You can have 3-4 different upsells after the main purchase. So you can really maximize your average order value. And also because you're pre-selling harder, your conversion rates will be higher. 2-3% on average, though, is what I have seen. And we have some questions here. Is dropshipping still alive, or has it become all about branded niche drop shipping. Is drop shipping still alive? It's alive and well. But the kind of drop shipping where you just like randomly sell any products. Today you're selling products in the pet niche. Tomorrow you're selling like baby products. Day after you're selling products in the beauty niche. I think that drop shipping is a lot harder, like almost like impossible at this point, unless you're selling in countries where there's like not a lot of competition. I like branded niche drop shipping. Identify one product, make it work, scale it to few $100,000 a month, start adding new products, and build like a beautiful niche store with great products, focusing on what your customers want, upselling them products within the same niche. That's the best long-term solution. If you just kind of like randomly want to sell some products, you can do it. You can test different products on the same store, but that's not long-term strategy. Allies Gen Z. Oh man, I mean, it's such good questions here. Have you explored Indian e-commerce? I mean, Indian market is phenomenal from what I've heard, like talking to people. Indian e-commerce is great. I know the costs are super cheap in terms of the advertising. So I know it's like cash on delivery or something. So you actually have to have the inventory, you have to ship it, you have to have your team pretty much confirming the orders or making sure that people are actually receiving those orders. But overall, it's a relatively low competition business. It just, there is more infrastructure, there's more moving parts. You'd have to have a team to confirm the orders, customer support team. So from that side, it's a little bit more complex to set up, but overall, it's a great market. I don't know if you listen to Jeff Bezos saying about India, he sees it's one of the main kind of like upcoming markets in general. It's a highest population country in the world, so there's a lot of opportunity. Like I think it's tremendous market, especially if you understand it. Maybe you're already from, if you're from India, you understand the language, you understand the culture, you understand the mentality. I would just connect with people who already do this, learn from them, right? Pay them for advice if needed, right? And pretty much just crack it. But definitely great market to be in. How to find winning product, which app should try? I personally like Get Hooked. It's, let me drop it here. It's a great tool to find any product, to see all of the ads from your competition. It will literally scan all of the ads from your competition on a day-to-day basis, which means you can see exactly what they're selling, how they're selling it, how many ads they launched. So that's what I would recommend. Hello, I'm starting from zero. I know nothing what to do. Give me a roadmap and thank you in advance. MO IKEA 14. Sir, 100%. I mean, there's only a few variables if you want to make it in e-commerce. Variables are, number one is a product. What kind of product you're selling, how many, how much margin you have per product. So let's say if your product was a shipping cost you like $20, you want to be selling that product for like $50, $60 because you want to have enough margin of profit per order so you can spend money on that, so you can spend to pretty much like acquire customers. That's the biggest kind of that's the biggest expense in business. And besides that, website, just model the websites that are doing well already, right? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Find a good website that looks good. Model how they sell, model kind of like how they structure their pages. Model it in terms of the ads. Also model it. Initially, just look at successful stores, like model what they do, change some words here and there. But then, just get that initial momentum off the ground. And then as you get better at it, pretty much, kind of like you can create your own ads, like you can have inspiration from some other brands. But that's what I would recommend. And if you're low on budget, do TikTok organic. Just get on TikTok organic, start posting about the video, like see what other products are being sold successfully with TikTok organic, model those if you're low on budget. That's what I would recommend. How do you charge for one-on-one mentorship sessions? I I don't offer those, but I mean, would have to be in order for this to be worth my time would have to be at least $5,000 per hour. So if you're interested in that, Mikey, please DM me. Or I also want to make sure that I can actually help you, but I'm not I'm not actively doing those, so you'll be one of the first to do it. How much does your mentorship cost? I mean, everything that we do is custom. So pretty much, based on your needs, based on what you want to do, based on kind of all of the things that you have in place or you'd have to set up. So allies Gen Z, please DM me. Please DM me. DM me help. DM me help on Instagram so that I'll see how I can help you. Could you let us know how to validate the product without spending a lot and quickly? This is a great one. So how do you validate the product without spending a lot and quickly? Usually to validate the product, even like with Facebook ads, within like $100, $200, you would see whether the product has a promise. You would see whether your click-through rate is good. You would see whether your cost per click is good. You will see whether you're getting like any sales. And if that validates, like, so literally $100, $200, then you would spend more on ads. And if not, you might just shut down the product if metrics are not promising at all. We like to do it in stages. And so what I mean by that is, let's say we have a first like round of testing. We test the product, get it to the market, and we see what the metrics look like. And let's say we have very high cost per click. If we have very high cost per click, then obviously we have to adjust our ads, make them better. And so we do another round of testing. Okay, let's do better ads and let's see what we have in terms of the cost per click. If we have a problem on the website, let's say if add to cart ratio is like, I don't know, 3%, which means out of 100 people that you send to the website, only like 3 people add product to the cart. It's obvious we have a problem on our product page. And so we address all of the efforts in order to adjust the website and the product page and the landing page. So it's kind of like you become data driven as you do it, because like data will tell you the whole story. Will tell you where the problem is. And so, all right, great questions, guys. Woo, man, I love these sessions so much. You guys shooting some phenomenal questions. Johnny Spluk, what length? I think that you asked the same question on YouTube. I think I already answered this one. What length VSL do you recommend to make? I did Peter Kell's course, and he recommends above 15 minutes. Again, go in stages. Start with 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes. As you're getting good at it, try 10 minutes, then try 15 minutes, then you can try 20 minutes if you want, but just kind of like go there in stages, because it's a lot of work. All right. All right. What is the best market countries to target for drop shipping? What are the best markets and countries to target for drop shipping? There's many great countries. Like Germany is great. If you're in Europe, if you are in like Netherlands, Sweden, there's South American markets that are great. So there's many different markets. In terms of the lower competition, like if I was starting out, I would probably do Europe. Like Europe has like less competition, and so I would probably do Germany, and then as I would be getting like more skills, I would be getting into U.S. market. U.S. market is more competitive. Official Patil Pratamesh. I'm 15 years old, Indian. I want to earn money. How can I? Figure out what people want. Like, there's many things that you can offer to people, like even like editing videos, making, banners for ads, creating websites. If you can do some custom design, custom landing pages. So just figure out what people are paying money for. I started as a freelancer myself. And, I started on Upwork. I still have my profile somewhere. And then I started as a freelancer. I learned the skills of e-commerce. I gained experience. I accumulated some capital, and then I got into e-commerce myself. And so I think that's a good path to kind of like learn and just get experience, and also at the same time getting paid. So that's what I would do. If you're good with content creation already, Patil, like I would try like TikTok Shop. Like you can sell other people products. You don't have to figure out the fulfillment. You don't have to figure out the product development. You don't have to figure out any of those things. You just need to sell the products, and that is that's what I would recommend if I was starting out. Tell us about your mentorship program. Will there be spoon feeding and hand holding, because beginners really need that at the start? Yeah, I mean, we have a great team of experts. All these people have successfully grown like e-commerce businesses, so there's a lot of support. There's weekly calls, there's one-on-one calls, and so that's what I would recommend to take advantage of, right? Take advantage. Don't think everything will be done for you. It's a collaboration from both sides, right? We do from our side, then you have to execute on what we're recommending, and then you come back for the feedback, and then you come back for the feedback, and then you come back for the feedback, and that's how you become good at it. What's a website name for modeling ads that you mentioned? Modeling ads. Oh, modeling ads. Okay, let me drop it again. It's called Get Hooked here. So that is a website for the modeling ads. Please save the live broadcast, Nurlan. Okay, sir. I will save. I will post it. And Mary Luz, call me. Okay. All right. Yeah, for countries. What is the best Facebook ads campaigns structure strategy to test the product? A great question, Damian. The best one, just keep it simple at the beginning. Just ABO, a few different interests. You can try broad as well. And just keep it very simple. But then have on the ad level, have at least 3 to 5 different ads, so that you can test which ad resonates well with an audience, which ad has the best cost per click-through rate. And so as you kind of like getting good momentum there, then I would recommend to start playing with cost caps and bid caps and CBOs and Advantage Plus and kind of like more advanced stuff. But to validate the product, in my experience, you don't have to keep it super fancy. Just keep it very, very simple. I do e-commerce for 20 years. I believe in this. Good stuff, Mary Luz. All right. Any mentor you recommend who can help me out in the Indian market? Man, I don't know. Maybe you have some guys running ads in your market. Just reach out to those guys. We had a few people in the, if you can remind me in DMs, a few people in our community, like I literally interviewed them that were doing some interesting things in Indian market. So please remind me, just DM me on Instagram so I can send you their contact information or where you can find them. Do you use Helium 10? Yeah, I do use Helium 10 because I like to export the reviews from Amazon, because when I export the reviews from Amazon, I'm able to give it to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT helps me to identify the most emotional reviews, and based on those emotional reviews, I can create ads, right, for my products. And so for that reason, I like Helium 10. I don't use it for Amazon as most people do. I just use it to export reviews. Do you sell other products from other countries? Can you sell other products from other countries? We 100% you can. And just if you can give me more specifics, Mary Luz, please, so that I can help you out. Other products, I mean, we're selling a lot of products from, I do business in other countries and different languages. If US market is competitive, then which, Yeah. I mean, most of our products come from China. There's probably some great products in other countries as well. So I would just get products from China, sell them in other countries. China is just the best with manufacturing, with the choice of products you can get. So that's what I would do. Any business idea to target China market? Oh man, I don't know. I have not explored this. Like if you find some ways to do it, like I haven't looked into it. I have not looked into it, but probably interesting, right? Like selling products, maybe selling products from China to Chinese market, right? That would be great. I know China market is big on luxury items. At the same time, there's a lot of counterfeits in Chinese market. So yeah, probably I would sell something from Europe or United States to Chinese markets, right? Because there's a lot of rich people in China. What's the best niche in Ecom? Olaid 11. What's the best niche in Ecom? My favorite by far is health and beauty, helping people to look better, feel better, be more confident, and also to remove pains or some health conditions. And that's my favorite. Is Zendrop rich? Netty. Is Zendrop a good company to buy products? Yeah, Zendrop is solid. Zendrop is solid. They have very good service. Also, if product is not good quality, of customer requests like a refund, they will refund you the money as well. So Zendrop is great. We use Zendrop, and I would recommend it. I have my own products. Can we sell it? Okay. Mary Lou's, please. Mary Lou's A318. Just DM me directly so that we can explore, and I'll see how we can help you, maybe with some resources or any other help. I have male products. Cool. All right, let's get some. Okay, I'll do this one and then I'll switch to YouTube questions. All right, is home beauty and health? Yeah, beauty and health and beauty. Yes. Is Zendrop good for shipping to Germany? I believe it is. And if not, there's many good agents. Damian, just DM me so I can send you a list of agents that for sure can send products to Germany. And so, do you have any free course to get started? Man, I have so many tutorials on my YouTube. I'll just have to organize them, kind of like so anyone who's just getting started can get some good foundation. But that's a great idea. Do you have any? Yeah, I'll put it together for you guys. So for those of you guys getting started, to help you get that initial momentum. Which 3 product categories do you see growing exponentially over next 5 years? I mean, health is because everyone's getting older and people are getting sick, right? So that is beauty. People are getting older. People want to look good. So those 2 for sure, and pets too. I mean, pet market is increasing. There's many pets that people have, specifically in the United States. There's millions of pets, and people are spending thousands of dollars per year for different products for their pets. So those 2 product categories, I would definitely look into. But besides that, like kind of like smaller category is the category of items that protect you from different how you call it when you have a phone, like cell phone radiation and stuff like that. I think that is a good one, right? Like that's a good problem solving product. And products that pretty much kind of like help you to maybe water cleaning, right? Like products that as we pollute the environment around us, right? Like there's and also as we introduce like these different kind of dangers to ourselves, then we'll need products to help us with those. And but that's pretty much falls into the health niche, right? Because that's to help people feel better, look better, and improve their health. Nutrition, supplements, yeah, amazing category, very competitive, but at the same time, it's an amazing category to be in. So let's get some questions here from YouTube. All right, can I make million in India if there is any shippers in India? Please really help me with this question. Mighty Satwik. If is there any shippers like shippers? I mean, I just need more context. Mighty Satwik. You can definitely make a million in India. I don't think that's a problem. It's a big market. It's like 1.5 billion people, right? You need to sell to small fraction of that population in order to make a million. Shippers in India, there must be some companies that do fulfillment. Again, I would chat like Mighty Satwik. Please DM me on Instagram. I'll send some of the information, some of the interviews I did with our clients from India that have done very well in that market, so you can connect with them and see if they can help you. I have spent 351 USD without any add to cart. Sales is far, confidence low. Which countries do you target? So Meet, my man, yeah, if that is the case, if no one is not even adding product to the cart, then it's either the price is too high or your product pages are not good, right? So you have to adjust your product pages and possibly lower the price for your product. And if that doesn't help, maybe the product is simply not good and you have to switch. And which countries do you target? I mean, for us, we always go after United States, UK, Australia, and Canada. These 4 countries generate the most sales for us. Also, Ireland is decent. So kind of like English-speaking countries with a lot of with a high buying power. Those are the countries we're selling to. So I would lower the price for your product, see if that helps, and then also I would look at your product page, see maybe you need to add more reviews, maybe you need to explain more about your product, what it does, who it helps, more benefit-driven copy, not just features of the product. So, for example, if I was selling this water, I would say oh, this water is made in United States, right? This is a feature, right? Made in USA. Or if I would be selling this water, I would say this water will hydrate you 5 times better and will allow you to feel energized, focused, and amazing for the rest of your day, right? So these are features versus benefits, kind of fundamental copywriting. So I would just look into that, evaluate it, and make adjustments. Jim Palero, sir, thank you so much. These Q&As are great. Thank you, my man. Is there any tools to clone Funnelish Funnel? I'm personally not familiar with those, but you can hire someone on Fiverr to build a funnel for you. Just send them the file, send them the Funnelish funnel, and they'll be able to replicate. There's people literally specializing in Funnelish that can replicate pretty much any funnel for your product. Have you tried dropshipping from WooCommerce, or would you always recommend Shopify? I would recommend Shopify just because WooCommerce is a little bit more kind of like technology advanced. You have to to build pages on WooCommerce. It's a little bit more tricky. It's not as drag and drop like you have on Shopify. The interface is not that user friendly. But if you're a technical person, then you can definitely go after WooCommerce. It's just not something that I would recommend to everyone. It's more for people that understand technology, can build pages, can code maybe, even if necessary. So that's who I would recommend WooCommerce to. Do you think that's a great one here. Do you think if someone masters the US market, they can do really well in other markets? Yeah. If you crack US market, you would absolutely destroy in other markets just because of the level of competition and the sophistication of the market. Because you really need to differentiate in US market. And if you do it well here, then you can go to Europe. I mean, we've had so many clients just selling products in Europe, like millions of dollars per month. And that's something that kind of like depends on your skill set, like how committed you are to figuring out this market. The mentality is obviously a little bit different in the US than, let's say, in Europe. So understanding the mentality, understanding the kind of the attitude of people is very important, whatever market you're selling in. But if you can crack it here, like you can crack it in any country. So definitely great learning experience selling in the US market. What are some common mistakes beginner dropshippers make? That's a great question. That's a phenomenal question. That is phenomenal question. 7 Cross, thank you so much for asking. The most common ones, I see that they kind of like, they trust their own judgment, not the data, right? They're not looking, oh yeah, product doesn't work, product saturated. Kind of like letting emotions impact their decisions instead of looking at the data and making adjustments based on data. Number 2 is, I think general stores, like people trying to sell products in different niches, I think that's not ideal, right? I think that's just kind of like distraction. So not focused on one niche. I think that's the second one. And third one is, I think they just kind of give up too early. Like it took me like probably like 6 months in order to get some good traction with my e-commerce business. And if I would have given up, like, I mean, my life wouldn't be like the way it is right now. Like I literally have, everything I ever wanted. And, I wouldn't be here. Like if I just like, oh yeah, after 3 months, oh yeah, e-commerce doesn't work. Oh, it's saturated. There's problems. Like there's so many problems with this business. Oh, my ad account got shut down. I give up. And so I think that's the attitude. Like if you're getting into the business, just be prepared. There will be some challenges along the way. But just have this mindset. It's so important. Like whatever business, like maybe you wanna do the agency, you wanna do Amazon FBA, you wanna do affiliate marketing. There always will be problems in business. And so I think just kind of like not being prepared for this, like mentally, is kind of like what gets people to quit. And then the switch. Okay, e-commerce saturated. E-commerce is not working anymore. Oh, it's that. Like, oh, there's too many people. And then they switch to something else. And then they say exactly the same thing after a few months. They're saying exactly the same thing about that other business. Oh, agency saturated. Oh, there's too many agencies. Oh, clients are not paying well. Oh, it's like, okay, switch to another one and another one and another one. So like really stick to one business, like figure it out, master, learn from the best, and you will crack it. It's just inevitable. If you stick to something for a long period of time, you will, and you make adjustments along the way, right? And you just overcome the challenges that come your way, then there is no way that you will not be successful. It's just impossible. So, yes, woo, let's go. Your product saturations live video really opened my eyes 2 years ago. Now I'm making decent money with Ecom. Reverent insanity. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So happy to read this. And that's what I believe. I believe product saturation is a lie. It's how you market. Like if you're trying like very low level like advertisements, your ads maybe not good, your creatives are not good, your website is not good, then you might think that the product is saturated, and then you see someone else selling that same product successfully. So what's the difference? And the difference is marketing. Marketing is the biggest skill set that you can learn. And there's many people selling exactly the same products. There is, if you think about it, is smartphone market saturated? It's like, oh, it's like Apple is selling phones. So Samsung is like, oh, fuck, it's saturated market. This product is saturated. Let's do something else. Let's do, I don't know. Let's make cups. Let's make cups. No, they fucking figure it out. They find their own like market, for their products. They make products, a little bit different, and they find a way to make it work. So there's no product saturated. It's more about people not being able to market effectively. So if you learn how to market effectively, you will never struggle with money for the rest of your life. Gustav, Alex, I'm looking for SOP cheat sheet that explain how to think in terms of angles. Do you have step-by-step follow guide explanations for it? Gustav, sir, please, on my YouTube channel, there's a great presentation I did at the Affiliate World conference, like 3,000 people. I did a presentation there on angles, and that's somewhere on my YouTube channel. Please just search for it. And other than that, DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is alexfedotov, 3F at the end. Should be in the description as well. Just DM me and I'll send you some great resources on angles specifically. Great question, Gustav. Is it Lithuanian, Latvian? Seems like European, Eastern European or Western European. All right. As a student, if I give my full potential to Facebook marketing and e-commerce as a career, do you think it will have scope for 10 years to make a fortune? Sir, I think you answered your own question. It definitely will. It definitely will if you commit to becoming the best at it, right? Or at least, top 1% of everyone in it. I think, if you're learning every day, you're becoming better every day. If you just kind of like, if you never stop improving and becoming better, then you'll be like top of the food chain, right? And when you're top of the food chain, you can work with companies. We're hiring media buyers right now, experienced media buyers for a company, and it's $150,000 a year position, right? So it's a very well paid role, and it's a tremendous opportunity. It's like people applying from other countries. People are not even living in the United States sometimes. They having this amazing income, or maybe they work with few clients, charge every client like $5,000-$10,000 a month. You can make great income doing this. I did this myself, as a freelancer, and that is a tremendous skill set. And then you apply that same skill set to something even more scalable, like your own brand, selling your own products, building enterprise value for your company. That's how you make a fortune. So there's great cash flow applications for this. Like you can do service for other people, make money from that. But then to make millions with it, you run your own brand and you scale your own brand, and that's how you make millions. You make millions short term by business being profitable, but also you can sell the business in the future, and that's life-changing sums of money. Traveling and working in the USA. Thank you so much. Traveling to work in the USA, Uzbek. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much. Faisal, hey Alex, how you doing? And should I start advertorials with image ads or video ads in Europe? Great question. I love these questions. That's both. That's what I would recommend. Yeah. Especially Europe. Europe is less competitive, so you might not even need like video ads. If your advertorials are strong and have good copy, then you can make it work even with image ads. We have a client right now. I did an interview with him a few months ago. His name is Maxi. You can find it on my YouTube channel. He's selling both in Europe and also selling in the US market. And that's literally what he does. He has images driving to the advertorial, and it's working very well for him. So I would test both. I would test images, I would test videos, see which one is being more profitable for you, and then allocate more effort to either one of these, and double down. Lanky, and after a Lanky question, we'll have to wrap up. I have some stuff to do. And minimum product price you would recommend $50. Yeah, ideally $50. Figure out how to sell it. Figure out how to sell at more premium price point, because that will help you to just have more margin to spend on marketing. Like if you think about it again, Apple example, $1,000 cost them like $100, $200 to make. Great margin. So margin is everything in business. Like if you have enough margin, then many of the mistakes that you make along the way could be, you pay for those mistakes and you're still profitable, right? But if your margin is very low, you have to do everything like perfectly, and then it maybe you'll be profitable, be able to scale. So margin, how much you're selling the product for, how much the product costs you, that difference needs to be substantial in order for you to just have more room to make mistakes. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. Vin Biasetti, that's what I did last year. Biggest regret. Promised myself to stick with online sales. All right, guys. Amazing questions. Tremendous questions. Thank you so much for joining me. That's it for today. If you need any help, any resources from this, Kasan, please connect with me on Instagram. It's Alex Fedotov, 3F at the end. Alex Fedotov should be in the description as well. My YouTube channel is about e-commerce, like tutorials, interviews. That's my passion. That's my life. So post a lot of stuff on my YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Check some tutorials. I think you'll find a lot of value. We'll be able to avoid some of the mistakes that I did. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining me today. If you need any questions, or if you need my personal help with growing your business, DM me already on Instagram. So I'll see whether I can help you out with any resources, or maybe just working with you directly. So please DM me on Instagram, and we'll take it from there. And thank you so much for joining today. Tremendous questions. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week, or maybe not next week. Maybe like in a few days. I don't know. We'll do these a few times a week now. So